Demons disguised as aliens in the DNA hunt for the Nephilim. Let's check it out.
Just because they're so open about what's happening, and it's happening at such a fast rate.
It is.
I've been trying to warn you for a long time now. You don't want to listen. I'm telling you right now, you better prepare your family and your circle for what's coming.
I set this clock when the time changed. I had to move it back, right? So it's 11:45, almost 46, right? Now, let me show you something. These clocks I set to the same time, 11:45, almost 46. But when I look at the time on my iPhone, let me see if I have another, here, use my other phone. Look at this. 23:52.
Well, you got it set on the wrong time, buddy.
It's about to get real. Now, I don't know what preparedness means to some of you, but baby, you better go ahead and get prepared. And if you waiting for the news to tell you, oh, well, you need to run out, you need to get this, it's too late.
Yep.
People are getting madder and madder, and nobody's doing anything to quell their anger. Nothing is happening. People are just getting more and more upset.
Okay, what's going on with time? Does it feel like it's moving way faster? Am I the only one?
Yeah.
Like, I don't mean like time flies when you're having fun or like I'm so busy.
No, time's going quicker.
Yet another week has passed and I just don't understand it.
Anybody else notice that time is speeding up? Months are flying by like days. Years are flying by like months. That things are moving just way too quickly.
Hey guys, it's KJ from the Scariest Movie Ever. And people are beginning to take notice. They're realizing that time really is speeding by. They also feel that something big is coming, even though they may not know what it is. They can feel it. They know it.
Mm-hmm.
Half of Americans say the fun in their lives has disappeared. As I said, many people are feeling it and noticing it, maybe not knowing exactly what it is, but humanity is being perfectly set up for what's about to happen.
Now, I'm just going to cut in here real quick because, I used to think this like, oh, maybe it's just, millennials are finally come to the realization that they're mortal. All right. Just like the rest of us. All right. But no, that's not the case. Time really is speeding up, folks. I mean, my goodness, man. It's like I wake up, I'm retired, right? So I don't have to go to work anymore. But I'm telling you, even though I have the whole day to myself, man, it is gone. It just seems like it's just in a matter of minutes, it's gone. And I get up early. I feed, all my animals and stuff and take care of my pets and, get myself some coffee, get myself cleaned up for the day. I went and cut grass today, but man, time just flies.
I believe with the so-called UFOs and aliens. Also looking at this article, half of Americans say the fun in their lives has disappeared. It's another reason why it's imperative that you accept that free gift of salvation from Jesus if you haven't yet. Because he provides us a peace that goes beyond all understanding. You could even take me for an example. I've been doing this type of work looking into the darkest corners of reality for almost 20 years.
He has.
And I'm okay.
I've been listening to this guy since 2012, 2013. So yeah, it's been a while.
I'm fine. In fact, I even enjoy it. So all of that comes from the Spirit of the Lord, all of it. And as I said, we really need it in these days because America has been perfectly set up for the deception that's about to come.
Yep.
And of course, it's not just America that's being set up. It's the whole world. The world is about to experience one of Satan's greatest deceptions. Every week now, there's big stories about this. All of it leading up to disclosure, right, of the so-called
aliens, UAP sightings.
I've been covering this for a while. Like I said, though, every week there's something new. Now we have this right here, aliens in Colorado. The CIA accused of using Ancestry and 23andMe to, quote, hunt down
What?
alien bloodlines in millions of DNA tests.
Nephilim, man.
So I believe they're searching for the Nephilim among us.
Yep.
The half-breeds, the shifters.
Imagine taking a DNA test and finding out you're not from where you thought you were, right? Maybe you grew up thinking you were Italian, but most of your DNA comes back as French. It happens all the time. But now I want you to imagine you're not from the planet you thought you were from. Maybe you already knew that. I know that sounds like science fiction, but the possibility is gaining a lot of traction in some UFO circles because on a recent podcast, science fiction writer and philosopher Jason Rezajani says he was told about a secret CIA program by former U.S. Army Sergeant Lynn Buchanan. And Buchanan seemingly claims that he's a psychic spy who worked for the government's remote viewing program during the Cold War and was approached by a group of aliens known as the Nordics who've been hiding out in plain sight, living quietly in small American towns. At least they're hiding out for now.
The tall white
Because according
blondes
to
with
Georgiani,
blue eyes.
Buchanan claims a UAP researcher named Christopher Kit Green believes he may have found a way to identify these secret aliens by searching for a specific non-human
He
or
believes.
hybrid
I bet
genetic marker
they know.
inside DNA databases like Ancestry and 23andMe.
And so he said, look, we know that Kit Green at the CIA has some program to access the 23andMe and like whatever Ancestry.com databases through some backdoor, and that they are screening the entire, whoever signs up for these services, for a specific genetic variance from the normal Homo sapiens population, which the CIA knows to be the genetic marker of these Nordics. And they said, look, our children, especially our grandchildren, have no idea where they're from. We tell them stories about how like their grandparents are from Sweden or whatever. And they don't know, we just want them to have lives of peace and liberty here in America. But the CIA wants to hunt them down.
The very fact that this story exists at all should tell you everything. Now, they're admitting that three-letter agencies are seeking hybrids amongst humanity.
Yeah.
This is just one more story, like I said, that's piling on to the UFO alien disclosure that we're on the precipice of. And this could happen at any time. In fact, like I said, every week there's more developing news, and I have more stuff to show you here. I've been covering this idea of the shapeshifters among us for a very long time. It's absolutely real. It's a real anomaly. These things are amongst us. But oftentimes there's deceivers out there. There's people that get it wrong. A lot of times, especially nowadays, they're associating these shifters amongst us with aliens. And that's where that story comes in, with the three-letter agencies seeking aliens amongst us that walk amongst us, right? They look like us, but they're not. They're different on the inside. It's Satan's seed. It's the shifters amongst us, the fallen ones, Nephilim. But they're trying to convince us it's going to be aliens. In fact, there's a really big part of this this propaganda coming our way in a new movie by Steven Spielberg called Disclosure Day. And I've covered just what I saw in the commercial. When I see the movie, I'm sure I'll do a video about that if we're here. I don't know. Things are crazy these days, man. Like, it's moving fast. But, I keep finding little bits from Disclosure Day that are interesting. There's another clip that just surfaced online a few days ago. It's brief, but it shows a deer shifting into an alien, right? So you can see it here. It's the deer shifting to the alien, and the deer has been a really interesting symbol lately also in a lot of this kind of occult end-time programming we're seeing. Of course, we saw it in the Obama-produced movie Leave the World Behind. The deer were some form of symbol, right? Many people have different ideas and beliefs on what that could be, but I just think it's interesting we find it again here in Disclosure Day with the deer once again, but in this case, it's the deer shifting into an alien. When I tell you that the news of disclosure is piling on and coming in quick, I'm not even kidding. Just within the last, 24 to 48 hours, the White House itself, the White House and their social media has released a series of video clips that all have to do with aliens and UFOs. And it's pretty much right in your face. And now, so remember, these are legit You can go look it up yourself. Go to the White House, maybe on X. That's one of the places you can find all these. I'm going to play these clips just kind of in a row, and you check it out. But yeah, this is real from the White House and just released.
What the hell? Oh my gosh.
Also, there's another clip comparison I want to show you. And this has to go with the UFO drop, right? They recently had from the White House. They had the second drop of UFOs and aliens, right? Of all the videos. And with that drop, we find very similar, I don't want to say symbols, but very similar footage that's in Disclosure Day as well. So I'll show you this clip in a moment. Just realize the clips you're looking at.
Wow.
One of them, I believe, on the top is from the actual UFO drops recently. And the one on the bottom is a clip from Disclosure Day.
That's under the water.
Commercial.
Going above
and pretty much the
below
same
the water.
thing, which is very interesting to keep that in mind, right? Also, in mentioning this latest UFO drop, they dropped something else in there that falls right in line with what I've been showing you guys for years. That many of these so-called UFOs are interdimensional beings. They're shifters. They can shapeshift. They can be anything they want. They could be the shadow man in your bedroom or a so-called UFO in the sky. And all of this was confirmed during the so-called New Jersey drone situation where multiple videos came out. Lots of people were recording this, of many of these orbs actually shifting into airplanes with the running lights and even with the sound of an airplane, all of it. Okay, so, we're dealing with trickster spirits, man, and very, very heavy deception. And as we saw in some of the clips in the beginning of the show, man, people are feeling it. They realize something's up, something's coming. We saw that many people are losing the happiness in their life. So when I see that, I see a humanity being perfectly set up through the beast system to accept these alien saviors. So speaking of which, here's one of those clips that they dropped. And as you can see, it looks like a humanoid. Looks more like a being.
Oh, yeah.
A creature, right? This isn't a ship. It's not an orb. An orb is like their traditional kind of shape. And they can shift from there. But as you can see, man, we're getting closer and closer. And we know Congress and Senate have talked openly about these being interdimensional beings. So fascinating times, man. It's coming in quick. I think it's important to take a moment.
Yeah. First, let's take a moment with this. Have you guys noticed that, how the language has even changed, okay? For decades, it's been UFOs. Why the hell they needed to change it to UAPs, I don't know. But now it's like they've done it. They've got people to say it now. So now people are saying UAPs. The other interesting thing is for eons, ever since we've been talking about aliens, it's about like from another planet. It's always been from other planets and stuff. It's only now recently it's like getting mainstream that these things are possibly interdimensional. I find that very interesting because that's been my theory for many, many, many years now. I mean, it's kind of crazy that I'm hearing this so mainstream now. I was, so used to just being on the fringe of thinking things, and they're demonic. It's demons. It's the spiritual realm. It's exactly like what Casey's talking about. Of course, they're interdimensional. They flip. That's what demons do. They enter in and out of different dimensions through you.
And reflect on who we're against, who we're up against, and who's against us. And what you're looking at is a famous painting from 1900. It's called The Allegory of Satan. It's pretty interesting. Look at all of
creepy.
The
look at his smile.
Leaders at his feet. You got these kings and aristocrats, and right.
He's just happy as
leaders of countries, and they're all at his feet. There's skulls, right?
Dead.
They're all at his feet, and there's coins scattered out on the ground there as well, and you can see in his right hand he's holding a coin. So sure, money, right, root of all evil, can be.
He's as happy as a
also
pig
the
in
gambling
mud.
of your soul. So don't let the smile fool you on this allegory of Satan. This creature hates you. This entity hates you and is actively trying to destroy you and your life through his minions. And this is throughout people's entire lives. But so many people don't realize it, don't want to think about it. But you need to. You got to understand you're in warfare these days, full on, if you're a follower of Christ.
Whether you want to be or not. You're in a
warfare.
war.
Even if you just claim it and you don't really live it, you're in trouble. So cling close to Christ. Have a true relationship with him. Confess with your mouth. Believe in your heart. Just let it be real, because the Lord sees. He knows everything. He knows your heart. Knows your intentions. But if you accept that free will, or if you accept that free gift of salvation, you'll be filled with the Holy Spirit and protected, and be given eyes to see and ears to hear. It's incredibly important. Again,
and what else is important, all right? If you don't have the Holy Spirit in you, all right, our bodies are made, okay, to house a spirit, all right? And if you don't have the Holy Spirit in you, guess what? You're filled with something, all right? And if it's not the Holy Spirit, it's other things, man. That's what they call familiar spirits. They're demons.
Friend, because this entity is absolutely real. He's absolutely active in this world. It's also watered down, the idea of Satan, who he is, what he wants, to steal, kill, and destroy. But no, he's very real. He's very active right now, and he's setting humanity up for one of the greatest deceptions ever. There's always going to be a rebellion within humanity. Not with everybody, because as we know in these days, there's a lot of triple Ps, perfectly programmed people, or NPCs, however you want to put it. But still, there'll be a large segment of humanity that's always going to fight back and push back when larger forces try to tell them what to do and how to do it. So, of course, we know that the alien UFO script is in play. It's not totally here yet, but the setup, man, the setup. It's pretty incredible to watch. It's right here on top of us. And if you follow me, you understand that we are on the doorstep of tribulation, and America Babylon is going to get hit soon. Like, it could happen any day now, man. I'm watching all the time. Things are going to change. Things are going to change.
Listen, guys, real quick on that. And I'm being serious here. All right. This live stream thing, this is all, fine and dandy, and people are making money hand over fist and all this stuff, and creating careers and everything, and that's great, man. It really is. But if you don't have Jesus, you don't have anything. All right. And I'm telling you, what Casey is talking about is what many others are echoing the same response, and that's why I'm kind of doing what I'm doing here. All right, I'm just collecting this stuff up and playing it for you guys, because how would it be? Okay, listen, once again, I'm just an old, retired military guy sitting at home with nothing to do. All right, but I've come to Christ. I mean, what does an introvert, analytical thinking retired guy do with his time when he moves to another state, doesn't know anybody, and just stays at home all day? Well, and they're comfortable with it. The thing is, man, I know what the Bible tells me to do, and it tells me that I'm, I have it in me. I mean, I feel it to be a witness. We're all to be witnesses. Those that come to Christ, that's one of the first things we're all to be witnesses. And I feel like I'm a watcher, and I'm just sounding the alarm, man, because time is short, folks. Time is real short. It's speeding up too.
when this happens, once again, what happens to humanity? What happens to the portion of humanity that doesn't want to bend a knee to whatever's coming their way? All right. Whatever's coming their way, the authoritarian forces, UFO alien disclosure, more lockdowns, more jabbing of poisons, whatever it might be, there's going to be people who fight back. But what is to become of those people? Well, a lot of people are starting to believe that it could have something to do with these AI data centers that are popping up all over the world, specifically here in America,
There's
though.
a huge
And
thing with
they're
that.
coming in quick. They're coming in fast. Every week I'm seeing new news on these data centers. And in many cases, they don't care what the people say. The locals in the area, they're going to build anyway. They're going to build across their land.
Yeah. Already, I mean, these things are going to happen, okay? Whether you want them in your, the NIMBY effect, not in my backyard. Shout out to Sim City for that one. I always remember that. The NIMBY effect. You're going to get them, all right? These things are happening. They're going to hit everybody. And the craziest part is I just heard this today, as a matter of fact, from Mike Rowe, of all people, from Dirty Jobs. He happened to be talking to some people that were building one of these things. And he talked to he was getting a tour of one of the data centers. And he talked to a few of the electricians there. The top 3 that they had there were all under 30, were making over $240,000 a year, debt free. And here's the kicker: they've been poached. What was it? Each of them had been poached a few times within the last 3 years, meaning that there's such a shortage of electricians and stuff right now. They don't even have time to train them. So they're having to grab like the ones that really know stuff, and they're pulling them from other jobs, offering them more money. Look, stop what you're doing. Come work over here. I'll give you an extra $100,000. Boom. They're doing it. They're going over there and hooking everything up.
Many of these cases, they're using eminent domain to just take what they want.
These will.
People with the data centers. So they don't care about the humanity around them. They don't care about the natural resources. All that is getting sucked up.
Look at that, man.
And just, what a symbol for that one world order system.
Look at all that.
Coming in. These data centers, right? Destroying nature.
Should be for crops or something.
Rising bills, energy bills for all the people around there. They're
yeah,
very loud
we'll be paying it.
Right? But could they be used for something else? Could they be used to contain people? Because these data centers, again, they're coming in fast. They're building all over the place, and they are massive. So a lot of people are beginning to wonder, is this really all just to power AI? Really? Is it really going to take all that to power AI? Or will there be perhaps another reason for these? Maybe, of course, they can be used to power AI, but perhaps there's another option. Maybe they will be used to contain people, because for many years, people have been looking for these concentration-style camps to be built, right? We've heard all the conspiracies through the years. People have been watching and looking, but, nothing ever really came to fruition, yet. And we're so close to the tribulation, you would think that these things would be built by now. AI data centers, right? That's what's happening. They're being built. So it's something to consider. Could these eventually be containment units for...
Now, I know what he was talking about with these internment camps, these centers and stuff that we've been hearing about for the last 20 years or so. The military does have field manuals on the subject. I own a copy. I can't remember the name of it, but they do have it. And it's about internment camps, all right, about what to do with people. And I thought it was very interesting that I had to get myself a copy of it. Now, the thing is, what Casey's talking about, a lot of people are under the impression that we already have those internment camps everywhere we need them. As a matter of fact, there's one approximately every 30 miles from one another. So yeah, you're no further away than about 30 miles from the nearest one. Walmart. A lot of people I've seen online speculate that in the event of actually needing camps for whatever reason, they just eminent domain Walmart, which I think from the rumors and conspiracies talked about that Walmart already knows. It's already an agreement. They build their buildings a certain way or whatnot so that it would be more beneficial if they need to be turned into something else.
For the disenfranchised, for the rebels.
There's something not right here. I think they're lying to us about why we need to be building all of these AI data centers.
I'm here in Mansfield, Georgia, driving by Meta's new 2 million square foot data center facility.
2 million.
Facilities like this are being used to power things like ChatGPT and other AI tools that are becoming integrated into our daily life.
They're saying that that's what it's being used for, but I'm not sure because there's not that much need. It's like it doesn't take that much power.
That's what I told you.
Right? It's got to be some kind of surveillance thing.
I'm telling you.
It's not to power ChatGPT.
Block C, cell A24,
Yeah.
maybe like 2 million square feet.
We have 10x probably around there in terms of the number of data centers and the capacity, quote unquote, of compute compared to other countries. So I do think it's weird. They keep saying we need like more data centers.
I live in the data center capital of the world, and I think it's like some weird stuff happens. Like most recently, all of the data centers got together and they sponsored these like Memorial Day kits in a lot of the elementary schools. So like kids got to make these little like coloring these little flags, lovely, great. They got like a little activity book from the Flags of Valor, and then we got this like lovely propaganda piece about data centers and what they are and how great they are. And did you know they're in the community? And did you know that there's jobs from them? But yeah, let's have companies like this come in and distribute whatever the heck they want.
You know, the craziest thing about these data centers, right, as massive as they are, they don't really need a whole lot of people to run it once it's built. I mean, yeah, it's a massive undertaking right now, but once it's built, it really only needs a small crew to run the damn thing. So the whole jobs thing, yeah, that's a load of garbage.
They just give them free access to the kids, give them free access to send home anything they want. I'm just like, am I in the wrong here? This is crazy, right? Like the data center companies should not be sponsoring Memorial Day. The two things have nothing in common. Data centers do not have anything in common with honoring the soldiers that have lost their lives defending and serving this country. What in the world was this?
Demons disguised as aliens. The hunt for alien DNA. Data centers. Glimpses of what's to come for this world, guys. There's no long-term future in this world. We understand where we're at biblically right now. Prophecy is playing out. We're on the doorstep of tribulation, and there's so much deception and darkness coming for this world. So please, my friend, if you haven't accepted Jesus Christ as your personal Lord and Savior, I hope and pray you do. Mean it, just believe it, and live it, and you'll be at peace.
Yes.
He helps you through all of this. Not only that, the Bible clearly states he's coming for his bride.
He's
so you don't
coming
have
for us.
to encounter all of what's coming for the unrepentant. And of course, Jacob's trouble, right? The Lord's wrath on the earth is what's coming. We're right there on the edge. Satan, that little trickster, he's going to have several years to take all the souls he can, right?
And
so,
he will.
Once again, please, my friend, be aware of the times. Understand that the Bible is playing out right now in real life. Prophecy is playing out. And the only thing you can do, and it's the best choice you could ever make, is to accept Jesus. Don't become religious, all right? Build a relationship with him. There's a difference, okay?
Relationship, not
okay,
religion.
my friends, so on that note, hey, I want to thank you once again for checking out my video. I truly hope you're doing well out there. And just take care of yourselves, okay? And Lord willing, I'll see you in the next video, okay? Take care. Thank you.
Standing by her apartment window accidentally captured something deeply disturbing on camera. And once people saw the footage online, they started calling it one of the creepiest videos ever
Look how
recorded.
tall it was.
It started late at night when it noticed movement near a narrow alley across the street. At first she thought it was just a person walking in the dark, but when she zoomed in with her camera, her stomach dropped. Stepping slowly out of the shadows was a tall black figure with impossibly long legs. Its body looked unnaturally thin and stretched almost too tall to fit inside the alley. People online began comparing it to the terrifying Japanese legend of the 8-foot woman. But this thing looked even darker and far more twisted.
Yeah.
The woman instantly started panicking and backed away from the window. But before she could even process what she was seeing, she noticed something even worse. Directly across from her building inside the darkness, the street, a massive shadow had started appearing. And it was getting longer every second.
Nope. Nope, nope, nope.
Switching it up.